Welcome to the highlights of the first day of this Cornhill Test match at Headingley. West Indies v England, with West Indies 2 up in the series after that memorable last day at Lord's where they absolutely slaughtered the England attack. West Indies went in with Michael Holding. His stress fracture has healed, and he's there in a bowling attack of Garner, Holding, Marshall, Baptiste, and Roger Harper, the off-spinner, on a pitch where it didn't seem to me there was a great deal of grass. It looked to me as though there might be a bit of spin out there, and I'm looking forward, in fact, to seeing Roger Harper and Nick Cook bowl. Well, David Gower won the toss, and a very, very good toss to win it was. He had no hesitation in batting. Here's Joel Garner now with the last ball of the first over. Graham Fowler is taking strike. No runs on the board.
Well, first runs, and look at that outfield now. No need to chase that. It's fairly raced away for 4 square on the offside.
And a nice positive shot here from Graham Fowler. Well pitched up, just pushing at it. And then absolutely rocketed across the ground there. I think if you miss the fielder, hit the ball in the middle of the bat, and you miss the fielder, it's going to be 4 runs on here today.
It flew off the bat pretty sharply too.
And very thick outside edge this, going wide to the second of the gullies, pitching well in front of him. And a nasty blow on his wrist from Markham Marshall.
It's Joel Garner, of course, who was getting the assistance of this very strong breeze line up from the west. That's overpitched. Not quite time. Forward push again. And that's a good contest. And touch and go there, whether that ball just hit the ropes or not. And I think Eldin Baptiste has been very honest about it. And as a result, gets a round of applause from the crowd.
Eldin Baptiste making a great effort to catch that ball, but just rolled against the rope.
Took a nasty knock on, and that's out. Yes. So Fowler goes LBW to Garner for 10 with just 13 on the board. And, stroke there almost reminiscent of Mike Gattin at Lord's. So here's the debutant, Paul Terry, and the Yorkshire crowd giving him an excellent hand.
Yes, Graham Fowler had looked in quite good nick here, but sad piece of misjudgment this time. That ball pitching about middle and holding up, and right in front of the middle stump.
Slow ball from Malcolm Marshall, and beautifully clipped away there. Stepping at the back of the box, listening to Jim Laker a little earlier, and he was talking about the speed of the ball across the outfield. No better example than that. It fairly raced across the surface. It's a searching examination for young Terry. I watched him make 176 down at Bristol a couple of weeks ago, playing for Hampshire against David Graveney's team. He made them very well. He's very much a front foot player. No, he's off the mark. You can regard that as being a stroke of luck for Paul Terry. Never mind. He'll be over a few of the nerves now. Nerves that torment all players in their first test match. Bowling change, Marshall goes, Holding comes on. One of the great fast bowlers the world has seen, coming in at first change. Shot, he didn't quite time it, but the outfield might make up for that. He's very, very fast out there. Didn't come quite off the centre of the bat, but good enough. Push and well run too. Terry was quick enough to see the ball was getting away from Desmond Haynes. Came back smartly for a second. 39 for 1. Good catch. Super catch, Harper. He's got a marvellous pair of hands and he's so quick. Terry goes. Caught Harper, bold holding for 8. It's 43 for 2 now.
In fact, that ball didn't do anything. It was most a straight ball, but it didn't quite get far enough across and got a thick edge onto it, and it just went to third slip. But it certainly didn't move at all in that delivery.
David Gower now changing the field for the left-hander. Man's gone from behind square. He's gone back some 10-15 yards behind the umpire. There are still 4 slips in the gully. Goes off the mark at single. Larry Gomes is down at deep finally.
It's racing away. With no chance at all of stopping that. So the 50 comes up for England, right on the end of the 20th. Garner now to Gower. Well, that was a bad shot. It's off a no ball. He was already committed to the shot before he heard the call.
Yes, again, it was that bit of extra bounce, and certainly I don't think the no ball would have made any difference, and it would certainly have done him if it had not been a no ball. But that's the problem you've got to watch for Joe Garner, just that little bit extra he puts in and that bit of extra bounce.
And he's given him out. Yes, not offering a shot, LBW. But, he's gone. It's another failure for the England captain, leaving England on 53 for 3.
In fact, I think he was probably a little bit unlucky there, but it did seem to bounce a little bit with that, and possibly it could have gone over the top.
Quite carrying to Harper. He's taken a knock too, I think.
Full length delivery here. Lamb again, not controlling the bat. The bottom of the bat coming through. That's the reason he missed it, instead of controlling it with the left hand.
In to complete his over. And gives away 4 runs. Short one, and Allan got well on top of it this time. Cracked it away square for a very good 4 runs.
And that'll give Allan a little bit of confidence, because Joe Garner's caused him a lot of problems this over, but that one short, and he got well on top of that and cracked it away just behind square for 4.
Just 2 more runs added up to the luncheon interval. 68 for 3, and what a tough session that was as far as England were concerned. I thought they did superbly not to lose any more wickets there. Fowler and Gower, LBW not playing strokes to Garner, and Terry, a tough initiation for him, and Chris Broad did very well to be 26 not out up to lunch, and Allan Lamb, fresh from a century at Lord's, 7 not out. We pick up play now after lunch. 7 runs have been added to the lunchtime score. It's Baptiste coming in, and he's about to bowl to ALLAN. No ball called, and that choked off a vehement appeal from the West Indians. Baptiste was just about to leap several feet in the air.
And he was well over the line there. And an inside edge, I think. He definitely hit it.
So Eldin Baptiste is marking out his run now with a certain amount of anger, I think. Good shot. And I rather suspect Lamb was waiting for that. He probably saw that Baptiste was dragging his feet through the turf and snatching at the ball and was cranky and reckoned it might just have been a bouncer.
No question about that at all. He was livid at being called for bowling a no ball, and really he's not quite quick enough to bowl those.
A little bit of life this morning in the first hour. And he's gone straight away. Clive Lloyd catches him. That's spun quite sharply. Harper claims his first wicket. Broad has gone for 32. It's 87 on the board now for the loss of 4 wickets.
It's definitely turned. Chris Broad falling away from that as he's hitting it. Getting an outside edge, and Clive Lloyd picking up a useful catch.
Sharply. Holding hasn't got it up quite as much. The attempted bouncer was dispatched very nicely by Botham.
It's a magnificent hook shot, nicely inside it.
Triumph for Baptiste down there. Botham collected that very, very nicely, and it was almost disaster in the end.
Oh my goodness, a real bit of luck this for England. Baptiste really never got in any sort of a position to make that catch.
Short and 4 runs. They'll come onto that very quickly indeed. Hit it down, hit it hard, and hit it very well. So the 100 comes up for England. 102 now for 4, with Botham going on to 9.
And another fine pull shot. And Botham, that bouncing just about chest high, just the right place to pull.
Well bowled. It's the best ball of the over.
And this was a magnificent delivery. See that? Just like a leg break.
So still a bit of movement out there for the bowlers. And, see once again that variable bounce in the pitch. Tossing the fact that Harper is managing to get some spin as well. It's not been easy for England. 102 for 4 now. This is Harper to bowl. There's a quicker ball and offline. Could in fact run for you. Well, that's something quite unique. I doubt very much whether we'll see an all run 4 again during the course of this match. That's one place, of course, that Harper can't afford to bowl. Anything short of a length outside the offside. Only got the 3 men on the offside, and 2 of them are close fielders. So Lamb goes on to 35 and the total to 118. So it's Ghana with Botham facing. That's a fine shot. Botham effort there, fairly threw himself at that one.
Yes, we'll certainly give this the full treatment. He wasn't quite there, and the ball went in the air a little bit and just wide of mid-off.
And again, that'll be 4 more. That really on the half volley.
Yeah, this was a better shot. He got to it, hit it on the floor all the way, and that was a very fine shot.
More runs for Botham. Nobody will bother to chase that once again. He races up the hill. He's found a little bit of green lush grass out there, but it hasn't made any difference.
Certainly Big Joe seems to be attacking Botham, trying to pitch the ball up, but it's cost him 12 runs so far. And certainly I think on this particular wicket, better looking for a little bit better length rather than quite so full.
And that's the other way, short, hooked away. And once again, Larry Gomes, the fielder down there, never any chance of stopping it, although it was very futile of that young lad to come out and do the fielding for him. Well, that puts the 50 partnership up. And in terms of what's gone before, it's come up in very quick time.
Beautiful stroke. Gone way over the fence and back into the crowd.
That's a similar sort of shot that he played at Edgbaston and got out, but of course today the slope and the wind and everything are really in his favour. It's going to go that way all the time.
Now comes the problem for Clive Lloyd. If Harper is getting a bit of stick, what will happen to him now? In fact, umpire Evans is chipping him again about running down close to the line of the stumps. An interesting situation coming up here. Could we finish up without any West Indian bowlers? If Harper's warned for running too close to the line of stumps and not allowed to bowl, Marshall's got a broken hand, Garner's damaged an ankle, and Holding has a stress fracture. We might be running into a few problems. Just keep your eye on that second step of Roger Harper's. Good 50 for Allan Lamb. Follows up the 100 he made down at Lords. 110 in the match at Lords and 50 not out here from 103 balls faced. That's good going and a very valuable innings indeed. They've gone for that and it's out. Botham has gone. Hesitation there. Wicketkeeper and slips all went up. I'm not too sure the slips could have seen it because it went down the leg side, but Geoffrey Dujon and the bowler had absolutely no doubt. Botham was far more hesitant before going off.
Yes, it certainly deflected. It either went off the splice or the gloves, somewhere up at the top there. But certainly the ball deflected quite a way.
That was a real tragedy for England to lose Ian Botham so close to the tea interval. A fine innings that, 45. He played and missed occasionally, but he was carrying the attack back to the West Indians, as indeed was Allan Lamb, who at the moment is playing one of his better innings, 60 not out. 180 for 5, and no runs added after tea when we pick up play. Baptiste is the bowler, and he's coming into bowl with Paul Downton taking strike.
And runs there for Downton. Long chase for Gus Logie. And an enormous amount of ground to cover, and it's all in vain. It's a pretty good shot there from Downton. Swayed onto the back foot and didn't hit it with a great deal of force, but then you don't need to with this outfield lightning fast. A few darkish looking clouds over at the Kirkstall Lane end, and they're coming towards us against a fairly strong breeze at the moment. There's England's 12th man, Norman Cowles, missing out for the 3rd time running. This is Baptiste again. Well, that's a good looking stroke. Off the back foot, 4 runs all the way. Beautifully timed shot there by Allan Lamb.
Takes us to 201 for 5.
Lamb on the 79 was a brilliant shot. Took one off the back foot of Baptiste a couple of overs ago, and that was an equally good stroke. But a very, very good shot. There's no third man. There's no deep point. No man out at extra cover, and quite a safe shot. And Lamb goes to 87.
And a very useful partnership, this. 51. The 6th wicket so far.
Good shot. Now this will be a good chase for Logie. He can run fast, and even that is going to get away from him. Allan Lamb now to 98. Downton 17, 234 for 5. Logie. And 100 for Allan Lamb from the misfield. Pressure on the fielder, and Allan Lamb goes to a century. And I think in years to come he might look back on this as one of the best hundreds he's made in first-class cricket.
Tonight at 10:30 on ESPN Classic.
It's been an outstanding performance from Allan Lamb. Really splendid performance from him. And Downton 17. Those 236 runs have come from 76 overs. The partnership began at 172. And Downton has done a terrific job to stay there with Allan Lamb. And not now. Clive Lloyd has taken his 2nd sharp catch of the day. And the one that must have gone on a little bit with Harper's arm, or Downton played inside it, but a good piece of bowling from the West Indian off-spinner Roger Harper. His 2nd wicket, 236 on the board now for England, and 6 wickets down. And 1 run added to take the score at the close of play up to 237 for 6, with 45 minutes lost because of bad light and then the rain that came down. A splendid innings from Allan Lamb, 100 not out. And I thought both of them played very well today for 45. So too Chris Broad, who went through the onslaught early on from the West Indian pace bowlers, who did very well today. Joel Garner, who had 2 for 64 from 23 overs and 7 maidens, was superb in his first spell. He bowled long spells all day and bowled with great pace and got a lot of lift out of this pitch. Marshall was injured, and a tragic injury, that double fracture of the left thumb. Holding a little short of a gallop after being out of the game from mid-June, 1 for 54. Baptiste 1 wicket, and nice to see Roger Harper in there bowling 16 overs and taking 2 wickets.